A lot of people criticized season 3 when it came out of power creep. Combos are consistently getting stronger, wall carries getting longer, and the game is increasingly feeling one player, which of course to a new player, it's not fun at all. So I mean, would you recommend that's a step that Tekken should take, is to increase health or lower damage or lower wall carry?
I mean, the difficulty in changing things about Tekken is, so for example, me answering your question now, that's just what I want. But what about what Dino wants? What about what Sephi Black wants? What about what all the people in the chat want? How are wishes going to be appeased here? Like, I think that it's difficult to do this because someone's going to get left out. I might want a certain buff that someone else would hate to have. And this is why it's such a difficult juggling act, because you've got a demographic of thousands of people that all love the game. But if we all want different things, I mean, even in people having the same request, there's a completely different line of wish, like nerf Leroy. But when you look at the nerf Leroy wishes, some people are basically nerfing Leroy so that he's, instead of being S+ tier, they nerfed him to A+ tier. But then others went from S+ tier to just bottom of the pile, like unplayable. Yeah. So when we talk about like, let's buff a character or let's nerf a character or let's add these changes or let's do this to training mode, it's quite hard to come to a unanimous, it's quite hard to be unified inside of that, because at the end of the day, we do have different ideas of what makes the game fun. We do have a different idea of what Tekken needs and doesn't need. And I think one of the big challenges is finding that, that unified voice where we're kind of all agreeing that, yes, this is where it could go to be in its ultimate form.
Yeah, I would just mention one thing, me and Ryan are actually two of the people outside of Korea who have experience of what damage altered Tekken is like, because back in the day we used to play Tekken 5 DR in Casino, and we actually got them to increase the health by, was it 15%, I think?
Yep.
But yeah, and it's worth noting that this also has unintended consequences. People are just well, that would make the game fairer. It would mean that you wouldn't die after one combo, or you would have more combos to kill. It would make matches flow a little more. It wouldn't necessarily just do this. It would, because what it does is it tends to actually shift the structure of the tier list, and it shifts it towards people who can basically do large amounts of damage in a single hit. And what this would actually, if you kept all the other things the same and just increased the health bars, the obvious thing that it would do is that it would put huge benefits on playing Geese and Akuma, because Geese and Akuma would be getting way more bar per round, because their bar is based on damage taken, damage dealt, blocked, and so on. The longer they're alive, the more damage is dealt out, the more bar they would get. Also, the differential, the difference between high damage and the difference between a 90% combo and a 100% combo is not actually all that much. But the differences between you having to take 3 combos to kill someone and 2 combos to kill someone is a lot, right? So what it would do is it would change the fact that some characters, maybe Xiao Yu, I'm trying to think who has the lowest damage in this game, and she doesn't have great damage, but some characters would now be killing you in 3 combos. If you got hit by a Mita Akuma combo or a Mita Geese combo or a Mita Geese Rage combo or anything like that, you are still virtually dead. The amount of guesses they have to use to kill you is very, very small. So in this case, if you increase the damage, if you increase the health, you would, without changing other things, you would automatically push those characters towards the top of the tier list. And that's sort of what we saw in DR, is that the game became less variant. It had less variance in it, but it also became more unbalanced. It basically shifted it towards Mishimas, and they were already the best characters in that game.